Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dynasty's Racing League's Grand National Series. Tonight we are going to be doing a dual shootout. This race will consist of two races of 50 laps each. This will determine our starting lineup for our Daytona 250 or 500, whichever one you want to prefer to call it. Tonight, joining me in the booth is Nathan Jurgensen. How you doing tonight, Nathan?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm here. That's about it, my man.
Good enough.
And we set this grid here. What do we got going on right now is they just qualified, and if I'm not mistaken, just got a notification. Well, Eric Heater is our pole sitter for the Daytona 225, and Chase Gavin is going to be on the outside pole. Now, what we got going on right now are the odd drivers. This race will determine where you start for the 225, depending upon where you finish. From third back as your odd drivers. So we are set to go green flag racing. Not exactly sure who's sitting on the pole right now.
Well, that's Eric Heater. He won the pole for the race, so he can control this race, and
Okay.
he can wreck out here. It doesn't matter. He'll be starting on the pole for the race next week.
Well, that's not what you want to do here. You want to try to get some practice in, but looking forward to this going on in this race session that we got going. And I have no standings at all, so have no idea what's going on with ATVO. That just does not surprise me one bit. Let's bring it back up again. Ah, look at that. It worked. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go green flag racing for 50 laps here tonight. It looks like Eric Heater, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Ryan Hesgart, Thomas Harmon, J.W. Miller, Jordan Berry, Gary Cronowit, James Larillo, James Lindahl, Joshua Durham, Sam Niederhelm, Dustin Musel, Casey Drake, Austin Derbyshire, Connor Lane, and JP is going to round out our field tonight, James Pandolf. And that's not good. There we go. That looks a lot better. What do you think?
Good.
All right. Pace car's getting ready to duck off. We're going to go green flag racing. Been waiting for this all year long, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Pace car is in.
Go on that green flag. There they go. Green, green.
Eric Heater must have had a heck of a pole qualifying.
He's already going to the top lane there, trying to block that top lane run. He must think the top lane's going to be quicker here.
I believe it's going to be, believe it or not. Oh, wow. 3 wide right out the get-go. Harmon trying to push inside draft. Shoved Heater all the way to the top. Heater's
going to the back. Maybe he just wants to ride around here.
Well, I mean, it's probably not a bad call for about 10 laps to go.
He's got nothing to lose. He'll be starting in the front next week anyways.
This is true, but the racer in me wants to win it.
Well, we got Hesgard and JW there running 1-2 on the bottom. Top line is 4 lanes back.
I imagine you're going to see that top lane coming into play here. Once these cars get a little bit of rubber down on the track and some heat in these tires. I haven't drove much in these Grand National cars, but from what I remember last year, it's not going to be a bottom feeder race. I assume it won't be.
Well, these cars drive different than the A car right now, the Cup car. They have a lot less grip. After maybe 10-15 laps, the car gets a little bit floaty on entry, and even on exit, and it gets kind of hard to control. It's a lot harder to drive than the Cup car, so 3 wide is going to be a little scarier.
Thomas Harmon's doing everything he can with Taylor Butcher Benjamin back here to try to bring in that top line. I don't think 5 cars is going to be able to do it, though. 4 cars on the top line. Butcher Benjamin is still beating on the back end of him, trying to get that top line going. Musel almost makes it 3 wide right there.
Yeah, if they could get a couple more, they might be able to get up there. But right now we got about 6 cars broken free on the bottom line, single file.
Yep.
Harmon drops to the bottom too here, so that top line's really broken up.
Yeah, now we only got 2 on the top. Oh, who jumped out right there? Who was that? I think it is, yeah. I know it's probably a little bit too early to be saying side drafting, but I tell you right now, I'd be side drafting the crap out of these cars.
Well, they're a little bit floaty. All right. Ooh, you see Taylor Butcher Benjamin almost got shoved to the middle. Good job there by Sam on the 60 car to give him a little bit of room. That was almost dangerous.
We get back up front. And we got J.W. Miller. He is beating on the back end of these cars now. You got Cronenwit right behind him. Now he's going to be joining us in the booth for the next race. I don't know if he's.
There goes J.W. to the top. He's got no help. He's going to get shuffled.
Yep, he's going to the back. You got to have a partner if you're going to do this.
He's got some help. Looks like some guys are looking to run the top here. 3 wide there for about 8th position.
And
back to 2, but that's 3 cars on the top lane.
Cronenwit jumped in front of him, so.
TBB goes to the top. We might be getting some two-lane racing here.
Oh, 91s. Keep that thing off that line, buddy. You don't want to be turned up into the fence.
To drive. Man, they're harder to drive than the 8 car. It's so easy to just run that thing right onto the apron.
Everybody jockeying for a hole.
You got James panned off the 3rd up here in the top lane.
He's trying to make his move. He needs a good starting position. I'd hate to start 30th in this race come next week.
A lot of guys hitting the apron. About 2 different guys hit it.
That apron's not your friend here at this track.
Nah, it'll shoot you up, and if you got a guy side drafting you like you were talking about, you're going to hit him, and it's going to be a big wreck.
Well, the battle is between Cronenwit and Hesgard right now. And by the way, happy racing out there, Hesgard, and hello to Deborah.
Top line is moving right now.
See, me personally, if I'm in that top line, I'm still going to be down there next to that 2 car.
Look at these guys bobbing and weaving back and forth. You get too close to that guy, you're putting your race in his hands.
Well, another thing, these cars might be heating up. You know, I'm not sure what the aerodynamics package is for this car again, but it's 78 degrees out there, and the track temperature is 117.
Oh, James got 3 wide there. James got loose in the tri-oval there. And again, these cars are bobbing and weaving. It's that new tire. The car drifts on you a little bit. It's like you can't find the center on the wheel. And that's bitten a couple of these guys already. That really cost James.
Yeah, he's dropping all the way to the back. He'll be lucky if he doesn't lose the draft.
Could be a blessing in disguise if these guys running up front wreck.
Well, you know, anything can happen, and they're going to have to make at least 1 pit stop. They can't make this race go green.
Yeah, what is the fuel range?
I believe the fuel range is anywhere between 31 and 35 laps.
So anyone who pits now could make it to the end. I don't know if there's some teammates here could sneakily get on and off the pit lane on the lead lap right now.
I wouldn't try it.
Out, they would cycle to the front.
That is something I would not bet on here right now. I mean, even if you did, you're still probably going to go a lap down. And that's not something you want to try to do. You wouldn't be able to make it back up. You'd have to stay out, and then you'd be back in the back of the pack anyway. So.
Yeah, key would be to find a good group of people who could do that while staying on the lead lap, which could be tough.
And I noticed we got our banners finally working again. Maybe. I don't know. Some guys have got names on their cars, some don't. I think that's from my package of last year, so.
Look at these top 8 cars. Throw a blanket over them. Watch that 91 going into 1 and 2 here on the bottom lane. That's James. He's been pushing up off the bottom of the corner. Let's see if TBB knows that he's been doing that. See this
Damn,
right there?
wow.
Right under the apron. That's 3 laps in a row. Comes up the track. So that guy on the outside, TBB in the 88 car right now, he's got to be aware of that and give him a little extra room.
I don't know how aware of it he is, but you keep doing that, and you get about 15 laps in there. I'm going to tell you something. That right rear tire is not going to be your friend. Oh, smoke. Somebody blinked out. Cronenwit drops down in front of Hesgard to take over that lead. He finally gets past him on the outside. And now you got J.W. Miller being beaten on by the 81. of Connor Lane, and he is looking to try to take over that top spot.
That outside line has been prevailing.
Like I said, about 10 laps into this race, it'll start working in. You get your tires sticky enough, you'll be able to do something on that top line. I just feel that that's the way to go. We saw that move last week where a little block happened, and then I can't even think of his name right. Steven Sims went to the outside. He did a worky-jerky thing and pulled that thing back down low to make that pass at the end there to win our, what was it? Yeah, the Clash. That's it.
Yep. Top line completely fell apart. The 81 there of Connor Lane, he dropped out. He just backed out of it, and that just broke up the top groove. Maybe he's thinking about pitting here pretty soon. I'm not sure why he backed out.
88's trying to find him a hole. He better get down if he's going to. I don't think I'd stay up there like that.
Nope.
There you go. Get in there. Now we got two packs.
Yep, and Sam right here in this first pack's got a little damage on his back bumper. I'm not sure how that happened.
And you're referring to Niederhelm in the 60.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
You don't want that, because guys don't want to follow you. You got a little bit of damage, and suddenly no one follows you. You can't make any moves.
Yeah, somebody's made some contact with that right rear of his.
Yep. And Taylor's trying to pass him on the outside, but he's got nobody behind him, so it's going to be tough.
I don't.
He wants Dustin to move up, I'm sure.
With that little bit of damage in this pack, it's not going to bother you.
It won't bother you if you have a car behind you. If you got no one behind you, you'll feel it a little bit.
And I believe we have got Gary Cronowit to the outside. He is
backing up to Taylor.
Taylor doesn't go with him. That's a crying shame. You got no friends on the track at Daytona, my man.
Yep.
So that puts Hesgard back into the lead, followed by the 72 of Joshua Durham. Now, Joshua did a really good run last week. And then we got Thomas Harmon sitting there in the third position. He's in the catbird seat, is what I like to say. Because anything can happen between the first two cars, and that leaves you open for shooting the gap.
Look at Taylor on the top line. He desperately wants people to go up there. He wants to make that work. Because when you're running the bottom, people check up a little bit. They're all lifting a little bit, and you get these big, massive run, and you want to do something with it.
And Musial looked like he was going to go with him, and then Butcher Benjamin just hung him out. I mean, you got to work with somebody. Cronowit, wow.
Musial tried to throw the block. Cronowit had nothing to do with that.
There's some dicey racing right here between these three drivers. It looks like JP is now back up to the top as well. Oh, he's in the wall. Let's take a look at that again. I think he brushed the wall there. He's 3 wide. He gets bumped in the back end by the 81 right here. No, he's okay. He just got sucked into the wall. So, no foul, no harm, no foul, but you got Cronowit and the 88 still trying to make that outside work. Now, they're halfway on a fuel run, I would assume, right about now. And we got Connor Lane, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and Cronowit all trying to make that high side work.
Well, they got a nice run going now. They just got to be patient, get all formed up real nice. Oh, contact.
Harmon on the bottom of the track. He's going to get a little help. There it is.
Big wreck. All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
All right, let's see if we can see what's going on with this.
I think he got doored. In the middle of the corner.
Yeah, he got doored by Cronowit right there, and then he gets tagged by the 36, and Dustin Musial just helps him on in. Wow, that takes everybody. That's the whole field there. Looked like the only person that didn't get involved in that was JP. JP is the only one that looks like he avoided that. Let's see if we can't see what happens from the cockpit view of JP. As he's back off the pack right here. He's not even nowhere near the draft. The car is really loose, you can tell. He sees it. He backs out of it. Starts gearing down. Smart move, smart move. There you go.
James got into the wall. That was a blessing in disguise. If he doesn't get in the wall that time, he probably is involved in that wreck. That ended up working out for him, and now he's going to have a shot at a real good finish here.
Unfortunately, there's going to be like 8 or 9 drivers that are not. The 81 doesn't even have a rear end. The front end is gone on the 64 Austin. Just 87, no rear end again. That is Casey Drake. Quite unfortunate, but you know, at this point, you can make it to the end. And Harmon's whole front end is gone as well. Like no hood on the 60 in Niederham. A lot of these cars look like they done been through a ringer. Let's see if we can see who's going to come off this pit road first. You know, me personally, I probably wouldn't have grabbed tires. I'd have probably just topped off. Here goes Hesgard. Followed by the 88 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Now we got 3 cars stayed out.
And Musel.
Durham, Cronwell, and Miller all stayed out.
I'm not sure if I like that call at all, staying out.
Yeah, Miller has a significant amount of damage there. I mean, there's no bonus points for staying out or anything like that, right?
There's no points at all in this race. This is just to determine your qualifying or your starting position for the Daytona 225. So
they must feel like this caution is getting them into their fuel range, right? Like, you're going to get
you're already there.
Laps.
You're already there. I mean, even if we have 3 green-white checkers at the end of this, you got it. I mean, we're looking at what, 20 laps of racing when it goes back green flag racing. That give you extra 10 laps of fuel.
Well, I mean, the guys that stayed out.
Right.
Can they make it?
No, they cannot.
Even with this caution.
Even with the caution, they can't make it.
Why are they staying out? They must feel like they can. Let's see if they come in this time by.
They're probably waiting on another yellow.
Right. I don't mind the strategy there from okay, here, let's see if they pit here. Gary's faking like he's doing it. He is not pitting. Miller's got damage. He needs to pit. He's got his left rear is pretty banged in. I don't see guys working with him.
I'm sure if you got any kind of damage, and there's a car that doesn't, he's not working with you. He sees you as an obstacle in his way.
I'll tell you right now,
Kronowitz going to the back. Why is he dropping all the way to the back?
He's saving fuel is what he's doing, I bet. Well, no. He's still dropping back.
Yeah.
I probably gave him an EOL for causing that wreck, actually.
Was it actually his fault? I mean, I thought the car on the bottom.
No, car on the bottom held his line, and I think Gary, we've seen a couple of these guys, they get into the corner and they hit the apron, because the car drifts on
that's
him
right.
a little bit. And I think Gary went into that corner and the car drifted on him a little bit, and just kind of got into just barely doored the car behind him.
Well, I'm Kronowitz. If I'm going to be in the back right now, well, you can't do it because the pit lane's closed. I would have come in pit. I would have came in down pit road. Now, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to start in the back anyway.
Absolutely. He doesn't have enough gas to finish this, I don't know.
Nope.
Really the only guy that we're really watching here, these top
Joshua Durham.
Yeah. They have not pit. Did Hesgard pit?
Yeah, he pitted. The only pit it's the 2 on the inside line, and the 36 has got major damage on the front and rear of his car. He is no way in the world he's going to stay there. No, Hesgard did pit.
How's he ahead of the 36?
He come out of the pit lane first.
36 never pitted. I think
don't know. I know Hesgard pitted. I saw it on the.
Okay, gotcha.
Kronowitz was there. That's why.
Green. That's right. You're right. Green flag.
And Durham getting a really good start. Musel all over the back end of Hesgard. You're gonna see the cream rise to the top. JP, he doesn't have any damage,
Nope.
and we got 9 cars that are in this pack that are still on track for sure.
That top line's already working. That first restart, or the first start of the race, it took a few laps for that top line to get organized. Right now, they're already moving. The second car on the inside line, that's the 36 of J.W. Miller. He's got a little bit of damage, and we'll see if that slows the inside line down.
But as long as he stays tucked up in behind that first car and Taylor Butcher Benjamin stays on his back end, I believe he'll be all right. But keeping gaps like that's not going to work. That's going to give that high side that line. Now, Hesgard has already made. Oh no, contact!
Wrecking.
Yeah, he was not clear. Hesgard was not clear, and he tried to make that hole work. We'll take another look at that, but I'm going to assume that that's what happened right there. Hesgard thought he was clear. I'm pretty sure his spotter probably told him he was, but he was not clear.
No, he wasn't. 72 is there.
I mean,
there's just no reason. You could just hold your line. I mean, we're only halfway through this race. There's no reason.
I mean,
throwing late blocks or nothing.
It does look like he's clear, and I'm sure his spotter did, but he was not. There was a lot of net code there as well. But still, I mean, that takes everybody out. And who was the only person that didn't get involved in that? Believe it or not, it's the 31.
Yep, Jordan Berry did a good job getting through that one.
And Jordan Berry does not have any damage as far as I can see. Yeah, he actually does. His whole front end's tore up. So I don't believe we got a car on the track that doesn't have damage. Let's see about JP. Was JP
real life clash yesterday?
JP does not have any damage.
Taylor Butch Benjamin did a real good job getting through there too, minimizing any contact with other cars.
JP looks like he's the only car that doesn't have really any damage. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, his rear end looks good.
Yep.
Front end's got a little bit of damage.
Yeah, he bumped into the 2-car to Hesgard a little bit in that wreck, but not terrible.
And Cronewitt's front end looks good, and his rear end looks good. So Cronewitt looks like Cronewitt, JP are about the only 2 cars out there that doesn't have any damage at all.
And I can explain exactly what happened with that wreck. I mean, it's easy to say that that Hesgard just made a mistake there, and I think he did. But at the same time, when you're on the outside line, when he decided to go to cut low, his spotter was still telling him clear. But one thing you have to remember is the car on the bottom line, they have a shorter distance into the corner. So you might think you're clear, but as soon as you start turning, that car on the inside line immediately starts gaining on you. And so he kind of made a late move there. You need to move down to the bottom before you get to the corner, because once you get to the corner, the car on the inside is going to be moving forward because they're going a shorter distance, and that's what got him right there.
Well, as I've cycled through most of these cars, again, JP come down pit road, but I don't think he stopped. What was up with that?
Just waving to his pit crew.
Well, let's see. JP's on pit road. And he comes down pit. He's definitely coming down pit road. And he just drives right past his pit box.
Yeah, maybe he realized he doesn't need tires, he doesn't need fuel, and just kept on moving.
Well, he's in the catbird seat. That's for sure.
Yeah, it didn't cost him anything. Our leader right now is a 31, Jordan Berry, and he just stayed out. So no harm for James.
And then who's the car behind him? It's got the hood missing.
That's the 60.
That's Sam Niederham. Yeah, he is 3 laps down, so I think he was hoping to get a lap back, but that's not going to happen.
Well, I think this is looking like the real life chase here.
Real
life clash.
You know, I think it's going to be amazing if JP, the owner of our league, actually ends up winning this race.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a conspiracy to me, man.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I think he set it up. He's got one of them cheat codes that's going on.
You get the lag switch.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's the ticket. That's our story. We're gonna stick to it, ladies and gentlemen. Now JP's doing a really good job. He stayed out of trouble so far. We are over halfway. When we start this race back, we're probably going to start back on lap 24. So that'll give us somewhere roughly, what, 12 laps to go?
Yep, we got to make it to lap number 40, so we're going to have about 15, I think, here. We got 2 laps of green, I think. So probably 16 to go.
Well,
Assuming, do we know how many green-white checkers we have scheduled here?
3. Our official rule for this year, we're going to have 3 green-white attempts. Now, I'm pretty sure that they set that up for this race as well. But you know what they say when you assume, right?
Makes an ass out of you.
And me. So, we're going to hope that everything is set to go back. I don't believe that Hesgard is already he's already called it quits for the night. I think I would have got back in it with all these damaged cars. I would want to improve on my starting position. I don't want to be in the back for the 225. But then again, Hesgard probably would start in the back anyway, just for the fact that it's a 225 race at Daytona.
Well, I think these leaders get together here, then it's still anyone's race. If they can be smart and work together, I don't know if can the 2 of them not having much damage, can they drive away from the rest of this pack if they just lock bumpers?
If Connor Witt can get to the back end of JP, I think you're going to see a race down between them 2. And, Taylor Butcher Benjamin's not bad either. I mean, his car, I don't see much damage at all. I know he's got a little bit of front end damage, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. So Taylor Butcher Benjamin may still be in this.
That top line, those first 2 cars on the top line, Pandoff and Benjamin, neither of them really have damage, and they can really roll here.
Now, JP is on the outside, so it looks like Jordan Berry elected to start this race on the inside. I don't think I would have done that, not with that front end damage, because you're just going to hold that bottom line up.
His ideal situation is honestly getting in line and then make your move coming out of 4 on the last lap. Just disguise that damage behind a clean car is your best chance.
So he's hoping JP's going to jump down in front of him and he's going to tuck in behind him. I mean, that's your only hope. And then turn him on the last lap after you cross the start. I mean,
I'm hoping this thing goes green to the end. Sometimes when a lot of cars have damage and everyone's running different speeds, it has a way of separating the cars and spreading them out, and maybe we'll get a green run here.
Well, I potentially see 5 cars up here that can actually hang together with minimum damage. So.
Well, if they run nose to tail, they will run away from the rest of the field, and if that'd be smart on their part, but hey, that's like herding cats. It's hard to get racers to all work together.
Well, Joshua Durham, his car doesn't look bad either.
No.
Rear chase off of him. He's got a little bit of front end damage. The back end looks really good. So
Green flag.
we are back green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen.
So 31's having connection issues right now. His ping is up to 800.
He just dropped out.
Disappeared.
Yeah, he's definitely disappeared. I hope not.
His ping is coming back.
Cronowit just got overtaken by James Pandoff.
TBB's hung out on the high side.
And it looks like we got a 5-car pack on the bottom that's able to stay with each other. Cronowit to the outside.
Got no help, though.
He got Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
About 3 car lengths back. That's too far. Let's see.
Oh, Benjamin makes him a hole.
Gary's going to go to the back here. Unless somebody jumps up and helps him.
Now remember, Gary's car is not damaged. He can side draft and probably stay right there. And Dustin Musel's car doesn't look that bad as well. He might need to make him a hole. Musel thinking about going to the outside.
Well, we've seen the 88 go to the top every opportunity he can. He gets clear. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go up there.
Yeah, if he can get around Cronowit, he may use Cronowit as a pusher.
I think
Chrono,
88's been the most aggressive driver we've seen out there. He does not pass up a run. He drives these like Logano and Junior.
and there he
Right to the
goes.
top. Gary's got help. It's going to take them about a half lap to really wind themselves up here. Watch, see if they stick together, they'll get a nice run out of 2.
And they're doing an awesome job out here. Just be careful bumping into turns there, bud.
All right, let's see if they get that run out of 2. And the 22 would be smart to go and collect them right here.
Well, the 36 of J.W. Miller's trying to work with them. And now we got 4 cars up top and 3 on the bottom. Whoa, a little squirrely there for the 72 of Joshua Durham.
It's hard getting these cars into the corner. They just kind of will clip the apron real easy.
We got a 5-car race.
Temperatures. He's right on that back bumper, locking bumpers at the 88, and he's got to watch his temperatures here.
See, that's something that may come into play as well. I don't know too much about these Grand National cars. I don't even watch the temperature gauge, to be honest with you.
Well, you have to when you're running that close, especially on the top line, because you're carrying a little bit more RPM up there. You're not lifting.
And he's not backing off. He's not looking like he's looking for air. He's trying to keep that car straight with Taylor Butcher Benjamin. And he may be able to push him on by. There he goes for a little bit of air.
Yeah, he needed some air there. And honestly, he doesn't want to push the 88 car ahead of that leader, because then the 88 will drop down and he'll be all by himself up top.
I don't know. If I got somebody working with me, I try to make sure I get him clear as well. They both drop back. Just be that little bit of air, trying to get that little bit of air forced them both to come back to the back of this pack.
Yeah.
72 on the apron again. Wow.
So that's why Taylor's thinking, I might as well run high, because that 72 gets on the apron real hard, causes a big checkup, I'm going to wreck. So why not just run this top line?
Well, I'm a high line runner at Daytona anyway. I prefer to be there unless I'm leading the race.
And just that hit on that apron, that 72, that slows down that bottom line. Even though they have 3 cars, they should be able to clear these 2. But they need to stay nicely formed up.
Well, that's allowed the other 2 cars to come back into this pack. JP gets pushed up just a little bit.
I think he thought about blocking that run that TBB had.
That'd have been a mistake. We got 11 laps to go. 10 laps when they cross this line. Some awesome racing going on here.
Yeah, it's brought in a couple more cars, too. Shout out to Gary. Look at how he is pushing, man. He is doing a great job.
And he's trying to get some air. Oh, there goes TB. And he got turned. Oh, no. Hang on to it. Wow. Oh, no. There goes JP. Now every car on this track has damage.
Yeah, TBB just made his move too late. He was indecisive, and he meant to go down earlier. He thought he had a second thought, and then he went down too late when he wasn't clear. James was already there.
And that's unfortunate. JP had no damage up to that point.
Yeah, that's a shame right there. That's a little lesson here on plate racing. You have to make your moves decisively. You can't kind of be wishy-washy, be in the middle of 2 lanes, make your move and make it quick.
JP's car is toast. The whole back end of his car is gone.
Yeah, he nailed it up into the wall there. That's
Take another look at that. Take another look at that from JP's view. We even go in the cockpit. Rewind that just a little bit more, and we'll catch this from JP's view.
There is not a car out here without significant damage. Honestly, Taylor Butch Benjamin's probably in the best shape.
JP thought he was clear. He backed out of it, and that's probably not the smartest thing. I probably would have kept my foot in it. But he backed out of it just a little bit, and that allowed Taylor Butcher Benjamin to come back and hook him. And that's quite unfortunate.
These Xfinity cars are just a little harder to drive here, and if this is, I'm running in heat number 2 here, the second duel, and if this is any preview of what we're going to get, you might as well just ride behind the pack.
Well, TBB is definitely going to the back of this pack. He's going to get the EOL. Joshua Durham looks like he's gonna probably restart this race either second or first. Casey Drake elects to stay out. So, is that a wise move, you think?
Well, he doesn't have a rear end, but you know, you might
I,
as well. If he's already gotten all of his optional fix, if he's fixed all the damage you can, then why not just stay out? You know, you miss every wreck that happens in your rearview mirror.
well, I don't believe there's a car on the track that doesn't have damage at this point. So,
So you might as well be in the front. And I want to give a quick shout out to the 31 of Jordan Berry. He obviously blinked out there, but he blinked out from the lead. He ran a good race, and that's a bummer he wasn't able to finish this one.
he's back on track. I mean, he's back into the server. He's not a lap down. He's going to restart. It looks like he's going to restart in 6th place as he comes across the start pit lane right there.
So that tells me when he blinked out from the lead, he probably pulled off the side of the track and then came back, you know, his connection reestablished, and he didn't reappear within all the cars and cause a wreck. So, you know, that's a shout out to him for getting out of the way and letting all that work out.
Yeah, that's probably the smartest thing he's done all night is to avoid damage. I just don't think 87 is going to be able to hang tight. He's got a lot of front end damage, no rear end at all. So
Yeah, is he worse than the other guys though?
that's the key question. Who has the least amount of damage and able to hang on to this race? We're at lap 33 when they cross this time by. I assume we're going to start back on 34, given 6 laps to go on this
Something
restart.
like
Cronowit back down pit road.
you must have more damage to fix.
His car doesn't look that bad. Does he even have a back end though? He does. He does. He might still stand a chance.
Now Taylor has not dropped to the back. Did he not get an EOL on that?
I don't know if they called it a racing incident or not, but we haven't got the one to go yet either.
Well, the car he came down on is race control, isn't he? Oh, no, that's not race control. That's a league owner, James Pandup. Who's doing race control tonight?
I have no idea. I can take a look at. So scroll down to RC. There's nobody in race control, but that doesn't mean anything.
Tough job.
I wouldn't want it. I got a tough job as it is broadcasting.
Nah, this is fun.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I give you all the software, and you tell me how fun it is after you do it.
No, thank you.
I know, heard that.
I can barely get iRacing running.
Well, anyway, we got a definitely good showing here for this last few laps. It's going to be the least amount of damage, and somebody who's going to be able to work. 72 stands a really good shot at it. You know, like I said, he looks like the car with the least amount of damage. He's got very little front end damage. He still has a rear end. The fenders are still on the car. I talked to Durham last week, and he's pretty much been in the silent. I didn't even know he was in the league last year. And, you know, that just goes to show if I don't know you're even in the league, that means that you're doing something right. Because you're not being involved in a bunch of wrecks. I don't notice you. So, I mean, it is what it is. But he stands a really good shot at coming away with a 5th place start here for our duels. For our 225.
The finish of this race will be the inside line. You know, Peter will have the pole for the race, and then all these finishing positions, this will all be the inside line for next week's race.
So he may be starting 3rd or 5th.
Yeah, Heater's 3rd starting spot. I think any one of those top 6 can win this race, depending on how they work together. Anyone in that top 6. We have 8 cars in the lead.
I'm telling you right now.
James and Gary are in trouble.
They're going to start this thing with 5 to go. I don't got a friend out there. I ain't working with nobody. 5 to go. I'm doing everything I can to put my car up front, even if I got to hang you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm remembering the real life clash. You know, the only reason why Eric Jones won that race is because he had a helper and because Hamlin wasn't on the lead lap.
And
2 guys can work together here, they'll go right to the front.
And Taylor Butcher Benjamin has not been given the EOL, so I'm going to assume that they called that a racing incident.
this thing green.
And he has very little damage, so
He's not bad.
he may actually end up winning this thing.
Well, this will be fun here. 6 to go.
Casey Drake getting ready to bring us down. Joshua Durham on the outside, looking to clear him as soon as possible. Pace car is in.
Green flag, green
And there goes Casey Drake. Oh, he got too good of a start. Oh, 72 did not really get going there. Don't know what's going on there. Is he just that down on horsepower?
No, I think he's okay. I think he'll be rolling up here. Sometimes when you're on the top, it's hard to see when the leader goes. It's so much easier from outside the car when we're watching this broadcast versus when you're in the car. It's really hard to see when the leader goes. But 4 cars on the bottom, 3 cars on top. This is going to be fun.
And it looks like 3 of the best cars on the track are on the top with least amount of damage.
I agree with that.
And you got Cronowit now moving his way up to the top line.
He's trying to pick which way to go. You know, these guys are the pin. He's the bowling ball. Here it comes.
Oh, wow. He just shot clean to the outside and puts Musial in the middle.
There's no reason.
He backs out of it.
No help behind him. He needs somebody behind him if he's going to be making a move like that.
He backed out of it. It's probably not a bad call to back out of it, but wow. I like the courage.
Taylor gave Joshua a nice shot going into 1, and that kind of got him upset a little bit. Checked up the top line. But Taylor, man, he is pushing. He's doing everything he can. He is aggressive in that 88 car.
Well, this is not a points race. You want to win it. You want to come home with the best finish possible. This will determine your starting position for the 225. And ladies and gentlemen, stick around. About 10 minutes after this race, we'll be back on the air for round number 2.
And I could be one of these wrecked cars.
Hey, don't jinx yourself.
All right, 72 is clear. Joshua's clear. Will he drop down? He does. TBB's trying to make a hole. He cannot fit into it.
He's going to make it. He's going to make it.
So that leaves Musial all alone on the top lane, 4 rows back.
He's still got Gary, but I don't think that those 2 cars are going to be able to do it.
Taylor's going to jump up. Watch him out of 4. That 88 is clear. He's going to the top lane.
Well, if he does, he'll give him just enough air. Oh, there he went.
What'd I tell you?
Oh, Musial, 3 wide.
Loose there. That's checked him up, and Gary went to the top.
Well,
Taylor's trying to figure out who to block here. He's going to block the middle line. Gary is rolling on the top.
Musial gives him a shove.
Taylor's got to hold his line in the middle here. They are 3 wide for the lead.
Now, that probably would have been a nice run at the end, but that's too early.
There's still going to be 3. Gary's getting some help from the 31. They've got a lot of momentum. Now, will Gary drop down here?
No, Taylor Benjamin does for sure. Cronowit side drafting with Musial.
He just left Barry out to dry there.
Still got 4 cars on the top line. Still 3 wide. Nobody wanting to give up that position.
2 to go here.
They cross the start-finish line this time by. This race will end. They wreck now, we might get a green-white checkered.
72 hits Taylor. Musial hits the 72. They're all still rolling. What a save by Taylor right there. Gary going 3 wide right to the middle. There's a lap car in the way. Where will this lap car go?
Jay Pandolf's going to do all he can to stay up top, out of the way. And that's going to give Gary Cronowit the lead. Can he hang on to it for one more lap?
All right, is Musial going to jump up high here? Or is he going to wait until the last lap?
He's probably going to wait till he comes off of 4.
Casey blocking the 72's run right there.
Oh, contact again, 72 and 87.
White flag, so this will end it. No yellows will end this thing. This is going to end next time they come around. The 22's leaving the bottom open for the 31. He shuts the door. Gary in the lead. 3 wide for 3rd.
There goes Musial.
For the top. There he goes. Does he have help? 31's going to go to the bottom.
You got 72 working with him.
Oh, he hits him.
Oh, wow.
36 cleared the wreck. 36 has cleared the wreck.
Who's going to come across the start-finish line, the winner?
It's JW and Casey Drake. Now, Casey's going to run up high a little bit and then drop down to the bottom. Use the banking to give him momentum, and he's going to jump up to the top.
We'll go back and take a look at that wreck here in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. But for now...
And, Taylor Butcher Benjamin has the run. He goes to the middle.
Oh, is he going to make it work?
He's going to win it.
Oh, he wins it. Wow.
What a move.
Unbelievable.
Taylor got it. What a move.
Let's see.
Have you ever?
I have, but I don't want to say when. All right. Let's see if I can. Oh, wow, come on. I wanted to get a... Are you kidding me? All right, we'll try it one more time. Just ever so slightly. I can't get the shot I'm looking for. Oh well. Who brought out that wreck?
Well, I think we should watch the finish here, man. What a 3-wide finish for the win. That was incredible.
His Chronowit was up there, so let's see what happens. Musel and Chronowit are beating it out for the wreck before it happens.
He just came up off that yellow line, clipped Musel there in the left rear, and then Musel comes down and takes out our leader there, Gary. And the 36 and the 87, they're able to clear that wreck real nice. So does Taylor.
Yeah, 31 comes into 22, and that's going to be the end of that. All right.
This race to the finish. Look at Taylor. He was well behind those top two, and that just like he got a big suck up, got a big run, and then he used it all.
Alrighty, let's quickly grab Taylor Butcher Benjamin in here for a quick interview, if I can find him. Where is he at? Usually he's... There he is, in Dysfunctional Patriots. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, you got a copy, my man?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Wow, man. Almost was took out of that race early, and you end up coming home with not even a half a bumper to win that thing 3 wide. Looked like Earnhardt in the old days.
Yeah, I got shuffled there on the apron with 2 laps to go and trying to recover my car, but I guess I was just close enough. And then when they wrecked with half a lap to go, I thought I might have a chance since I know JW and Casey, they all had a bunch of damage, and I had just enough of a run, and Casey went to block me high, and there was just barely enough room in the middle to make it, and yeah, that was some finish.
Now, the one between you and James Pandolf, your spotter said clear?
Yeah, Richard Springer was spotting for me a little bit there.
You're fired.
Well, I was clear for a minute, and I kind of hesitated, and...
You're right.
Yeah, I hesitated a little too much, and ended up turning myself across James' nose and caused a big wreck, so that kind of stunk.
Well, you're going to start the race third for the 225. Congratulations on your win here tonight. Shout-outs. Go ahead.
Taylor, real quick, man. Awesome win. Congrats. That was awesome. I love watching you work the high line. You took every run that you had. I loved it. So I'm just seeing a lot of guys that were having a hard time holding the line, running into the apron, stuff like that. Were these cars, are they floating on you, drifting on you? Were they a little loose? What was going on there?
I mean, they were a little bit down the bottom groove, but I just wanted to be somewhat aggressive, and I wasn't content to run single file like a lot of the field kind of seemed to be content with early on. Actually willing to race up front, and Joshua Durham at some points as well, but yeah, that was that's a prelude for next week, then it's gotta be a entertaining race, that's for sure. Because it's definitely not gonna be. You're not gonna be able to run wide open all the way across this track, because handling definitely is a big factor.
Well,
Well, that's good to know.
let's get your shout outs, man. We're running a little late. I got to get started for the next broadcast. Shout outs. Get them in, get them out. Now you got them.
10-4. Hey, all the guys at Dysfunctional Patriots, Dr. Squatch Racing, all my teammates over in that other league. You guys for doing the broadcast, and basically everybody else associated with the league. I'm excited for this season.
Me too. All right, well, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, again, congratulations on your win, and we will see you at the 225.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hanging out with you here, David.
well, good luck in your race, Nathan.
Thank you so much.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our next race is going to be, again, another shootout. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes. Stay on this channel. We'll be right back. God, fucking.